You'll see that Jordan tries to help on Irving, and he always finds his man.
All right, 18-14. There is Johnson underneath. He found himself all alone, and Johnson has 4.
Good position by Steve Johnson. Did it without the ball.
Cheeks, quarter court far side against Matthews. Good matchup there. Doctor going to make a move and then fade with the jumper, and it will not go. And Steve Johnson battled and earned a rebound right there. Wes Matthews looking down court to Corzine. Under. He's going to have to wait for somebody to go by, and that will be a foul. David just had to wait because Sixers kept flying by him.
Well, Barkley's going to get hit with a technical here. I saw him kind of embarrass Bruce Alexander. He got called for the foul on that play. The big guy, Corzine, was just going to let everybody go through. I'm sure some of the fans wanted a 3-second call. He waited, finally got the foul from Barkley.
Jordan's free throw shooting the tee, and he has 5.
There's the Doctor, and there's Barkley. Cheeks, and then Barkley reaches back and supposedly gets him.
George Johnson will replace Barkley. Johnson, a 6-year veteran out of St. John's.
You know, what you got to do with those officials, Milo, is kind of go over on the side and talk to them. If you try to embarrass them out in front of a full house like you have here tonight, they're always going to hit you with that technical.
No free throw by Corzine that time. Sidney Green is in, and Johnson's going to get a rest. 18-17. Corzine going to try to tie it, and does with a good roll. Corzine now with 3. We're tied at 18. It's our 5th tie in the early going. We're at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Crash. Bobby Jones handling the ball for the first time since coming in. He's a good veteran, isn't he?
Oh, he can play. He can do it all. Bobby's had some medical problems. Played right through him. Super defensive player. Good passer, and can shoot the open jumper when necessary.
Jordan picking up his first foul.
Kind of guy you want in there at the end of the game, too.
3rd team foul, first on Michael. Richardson moves into the top of the key. Wanted to give it on the other side, but it closed up. And as Jones moved to the hoop, Higgins will be caught. And Kevin Lockery says the Bulls need a timeout, and they get it. 2:48 remaining in the first quarter. We're tied at 18. To think about playoffs and second-half tickets.
Well, that's right, Milo. 16 teams make the playoffs. Looks like the Bulls are headed that way. You can buy a season ticket for the rest of the year for as little as $76 a seat. Get the great seats and get that same seat for the playoffs. Don't get shut out. Call the Bulls office 346-1122 during business hours.
And secure those playoff tickets. Why don't you make it an omen? $76 per seat. Do it the night we're going to beat the Sixers right here. How's that? Jones with a free throw. Jones, a good free throw shooter at 86%.
Well, you talked about how good a free throw shooter Moses Malone is. He's hit 20 straight. He had 16 for 16 against the Celtics, and he's 4 for 4 here tonight.
Jones got the roll, and they are in front by 2.
Sidney Green trying to play guard there.
Yeah.
He's going to get in trouble.
And he ends up on the floor. Now Richardson will get it away to George Johnson, and Cheeks will finally bring it up. Billy Cunningham out signaling the play. His jersey's retired. It's up in the rafters. Moses, no. How can a guy that big miss one from 1.5 feet and then make an impossible shot?
That's why he's Moses. Misses the easy bunny, and a little dipsy doodle flip from the big 6'10" center goes through.
Unofficially has 10. Oh, Jordan, and stayed with it on a pass that he couldn't handle at first and ended up with the bucket. 7 for Michael.
You don't learn that, do you?
No. What was it? Lockery was looking at a replay of one of the games, and they saw one of those moves. Somebody said, what do you call that? He said, you call that talent.
Call that a gift. Oh, nice pass from Moses.
And then Cheeks got hammered as he got down under the bucket.
Right, one of the things that Moses has struggled with early in his career was everybody knew he was going to shoot every time he got the ball. He really looked nice on that play. He looked the whole floor over and hit Cheeks streaking to the basket.
Cheeks an 87% free throw shooter. Matthews picked up his first foul.
That's 7th in the league, too, for Maurice Cheeks.
All right, let's see what Cheeks does here. He splits that net. Milo Hamilton and Johnny Mengelt with the Bulls on the road on WGN Television 9 in Chicago, Chicago's very own and America's #1 sports station. Cheeks hit them both, and he has 4 points for the evening. Mo Cheeks. Chicago DeSable fans remember him well. He was a second-round choice of the Sixers in '78. Played collegiately at West Texas State. Couldn't get it to Corzine, but now broken up by Jordan and flips it to Corzine. Baseline, yes, and Jordan made it happen.
Well, that's right. Michael's 6th in the league in steals at 2.35. He can do it all. Dave Corzine on the soft jumper.
Sixers lead it by 2. 1:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Jones down the lane, changed hands in the air and got fouled as he went through. Jordan says, not me, but the official says, yes. Jess Kersey says that's on Michael, his second.
Bobby Jones, besides being all the other things we said, is very ambidextrous. He can go to the basket with either hand, and that comes in handy down low in the paint area.
One Tar Heel got the other one that time. Bobby Jones, North Carolina 74, and he is 3 for 3 from the line tonight. Malone will get a rest, and Clement Johnson will give him that rest.
Moses doesn't sit out very many minutes. He's averaging 37 minutes a game.
Bobby Jones trying to make it 4 straight, and he's done it. 26-22, third time that the Sixers have led by 4.
One of the rare times we've seen Michael Jordan at forward this year. Bobby Jones, probably a good matchup over there, one of the best defensive players around.
And with him up there, that means Daly's in at the other guard. They break it up, and they'll bring it up here with Richardson. Sixers leading by 4. We're under a minute in the opening quarter at the sold-out Spectrum in Philly.
You know, that may be the case. You're seeing Jordan at forward, where we might see that matchup of Jordan and Irving later on tonight.
All right, Watley's going to come in at the guard, and Matthews will get a rest. Enos Watley in at the guard, second-year man out of Alabama.
I talked to Doctor before the game and asked him about Michael Jordan, and all he had to say was that the intern is learning very quickly.
Jordan picks up his 8th point of the night. The foul was called on that loose ball at the other end on Bobby Jones. Jordan's perfect, and he has 9. So the Bulls are trailing by 2 in a 26-24 game on a running clock showing 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Cheeks got it to Richardson on a beauty. No bucket. Slapped up by Johnson. No. Look, they wanted a cylinder call, didn't they?
Yeah, it looked like Sidney Green was up in there in the cylinder. They must have thought it was coming off the rim. No whistle.
All right, outside to Jordan. Fakes by Jones. Won't go for him.
Good move by Sid Green.
Oh, he got in there and had the good position for the rebound.
Well, since David Greenwood has been out with his bad leg, Sid Green has done a nice job on the boards. On the matchup between Michael, and Michael is coming out of the game right here along with Dave Corzine. When he matches up with a guy like Bobby Jones, he's going to have a tough time taking those jumpers with Bobby around. Bobby very good defensively, got long arms, and can get his hand up and will not foul him. He needs to take the ball to the basket and create some action.
All right, Higgins is back in there. Sidney Green, 83% free throw shooter, and knocks it down the first time he has a chance. He could tie it here. Sidney Green, second-year man out of UNLV, and he does it. And we are tied at 26, and it's our 6th tie of the evening. 26 all with 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. Richardson outside. Is he going to make a move? He's going to have to put it up. Blocked by Watley. Puts it up again and got it. Richardson stayed with it.
Now you get penalized for playing a good D. Looks like the floor is a little slick. Guys are slipping down. But nonetheless, Richardson hits it at the buzzer.
And it's a 2-point game at the end of the first quarter. Sixers 28, Bulls 26. We are ready to go into the second quarter. The Sixers leading it by 2 in that first quarter. Back and forth we go. We had 6 ties and 8 lead changes.
Well, the Sixers perfect from the free throw line. They're shooting 81% for the year. That's awful good. They had 27 straight against the Celtics.